What's going on here? Oh, Facebook. Oh, we're live. We're live. Oh, we're live. Oh, Facebook. Why do you not give me a notice or a counting? You see, some of the other software, Judy, it counts you into it, like 3, 2, 1, and then you're live. But Facebook just flicks a switch.
Bam, you're there.
Oh my God. Right. So before we start, we have to do a pose for the algorithm, and I like to use the pose for the YouTube thumbnail. So 3, 2, 1. I want your best pose. 3, 2, 1.
Oh dear.
You know, one day I will get my pose right. I always look like I'm about to, I don't know, it's like I'm trying to catch a fly or something. But Julie, thank you so much for joining us today on the Love Sales, Hate Selling Facebook business page.
Thanks for having me.
For our, it's normally called a business owner interview, but I'm going to call you the, what can I call you? I can call you the business consultant interview. Boom.
I like it.
That fits, because obviously I don't want your boss saying, oh, what are you talking about our business like you own it? Just say, well, you know, the profile's been raised, so I want a pay rise. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Right, so I know you're a busy lady, Julie, so we'll dive straight in. So tell the people watching, and if you are watching on replay, just please put hashtag replay so I know that you've watched it. Just tell the people who are watching, what do GP strategies do?
So GP strategies are, first of all, nothing to do with GP. So let's nip that one in the bud. Nothing so it is general physics is what the GP stands for. So we are a work-based learning provider, providing work-based learning opportunities for people, no matter what their background, their education level. It's an opportunity to earn as you learn, really. So we take on and we'll help source and place apprentices and trainees for businesses of all sizes across the UK, and also upskill your existing team. So I look after mainly the apprenticeship levy companies, so the companies 3 million plus pay bills, where they are looking to upskill their staff, because if they pay into the levy they have to use it, but they can transfer it to a smaller business as well, which not a lot of people know about that.
Right, just pause there a second. So there's two things you've said there which people might not be clear about. So there are actual companies who are part of the levy system, which means they're paying into an apprenticeship fund. And I'm assuming these companies are aware of that.
They are, but a lot of them don't necessarily use their levy. And sadly, after 24 months, if it's not used, it goes back to the Treasury. So I know.
What? Oh my God! I'll have 10 apprentices tomorrow then, please, if they're paying for them. And then you mentioned that they can defer it to a smaller organisation.
Yes, so there is something called the levy transfer, which isn't guaranteed, but certain authorities will look at the pots that are available, and we have a team that actually do that within GP strategies. We'll look at what funding's available in your area. So if you are a smaller business and you're looking to either upskill an existing member of staff or bring in an apprentice, we can look at that and see if there's any funding available to tap into. It's not guaranteed, but you know what, if it's a way of getting somebody through a programme without paying, I mean, for a smaller business, it's only a 5% contribution anyway. The government do pay 95%.
What?
No, but again, people don't realise that.
Well, so, they absolutely don't, because I think if that was out there, I think more people, more businesses, especially smaller businesses who are looking to grow, because we can all do with an extra pair of hands, you know, make the coffee for us and make sure the gardening's done, and you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, I think this is what happens with a lot of organisations like this. I mean, I had a bit of a run-in with a company over in Wolverhampton, an organisation who were like, "Oh yes, we're here to represent business," and the reality was, if your business was big, then they were finding you and talking to you. But there's little small independent companies who just got left by the wayside. And they actually asked me to go and do some door knocking for them in an area that they should have been serving. So it's like, yeah. So I think, you know, one of the things I'd probably say to you is that knowledge, that information needs to go out more and more and more. And you know, I don't know who looks after your marketing for the company, but that needs to be a real kind of strong message, which is going out often so people are aware. And I'll tell you why. When we had the self-employment support money in the first bit that the government gave.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've gone for a walk to one of my local shops, and one of my friends, bip, bip, go Gambles. I've gone, how you doing, man? So we got talking. I said, oh, have you applied for that money? What money? You know, the support. Oh, no, I won't get that because blah, blah. I says, listen, my friend, apply for it. Let them tell you no.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if they say no, fair enough. He only went and got 3.5 bloody grand. He phoned me up and goes, oh, Gamble, oh, mate, oh. He never offered to buy me a drink.
I was going to say, where's the crate of beer on your doorstep?
Well, trust me, when all this is over, I'm going to sit around his house on a Saturday afternoon from 12 till 12, and I'm going to drink him dry. And that's the thing, it's people sometimes make the assumption that it's not for them, that they won't qualify, that they can't get it. So absolutely, Julie, if there's only one thing that you do today, spread the message, girl. Spread that message.
Absolutely. All sizes, and you know, sometimes you do just need an extra pair of hands. And although my role, I look after the levy businesses as a primary concern, because they're not using their levies, let's let people know that there are opportunities to tap into that.
Exactly.
It doesn't cost a fortune to bring on an apprentice or a trainee. I mean, a trainee, you're actually getting money back from the government at the moment as well.
What? I tell you what, I have 10 of them as well. Oh, so, I have my house painted, and I'll tell you what.
if people do nothing with what I talk about today, other than Google your local training providers, have a look at the opportunities. You know, GP strategies are one of many, and you know the provision is very different across the network, and different courses are offered by different businesses. But in your area, have a look at what's available, because it could be the key to getting yourself back on track, bringing in an extra pair of hands, or just upskilling and re-engaging your staff. You know, if you're a levy paying business, use this money to re-engage your team.
Absolutely.
There's nothing more valuable to them than feeling like they're valued, because that is how you will retain your staff.
Exactly. And do you kind of like approach chambers of commerce and people like that and say, listen, make sure all of your members are aware of what's going on?
Yeah, so I'm a member of the Invicta Chamber of Commerce down here. So when we do our meetings, obviously at the moment it's a little bit different, but I do make sure that everybody knows about the opportunities, because and we've got Julies across the country that also look after their networks of people as well.
Julies,
and it's very much about
a team of Julies. We're taking over.
But very much about just letting people know, because there's also a lot of preconceptions. So I mean, I'm 40 now, right? And
Get off!
Ready mixed truck pulls up.
I tell you what, hey, forget this job you've got. Sell your secret.
It's just good makeup.
Well, I tell you what, girl, you've shocked me now, because I didn't realize that.
Love that
lady. Oh, fantastic! You look fantastic.
When I left school, you'd hear the word apprentice or trainee, and you'd think, well, that was a school leaver. That is a 16-year-old. You know, that is incorrect. There is no maximum age limit on doing an apprenticeship.
What?
And it's really important that people know that, because again, I get messages weekly. Julie, am I too old to become an apprentice? I work here. So for an example, I just sorted somebody out within a care home that really fell into care because she was caring for her mum. Then it led to working in a care home, because when sadly her mum passed, she really got a lot of reward from helping somebody else. It went into a care setting. She's 52. She did her level 2, and now I've put her onto a level 3. And that is, you know, that's a qualification, but also she's working her way up. So she's now team leading within that home.
Fantastic.
Because she's got that qualification.
Fantastic.
And it's just about, you know, these qualifications also worked around the roles. They're not a generic off the shelf boxed qualification anymore. So you hear the word apprentice, don't immediately think it's a school leaver, because it is not. It is.
I think that's pretty fantastic, because I think a lot of people write themselves off in their own mind. And don't pick up the phone, don't ask the question, don't do a search online to find out. You know, there's opportunity. Honestly, there's so much opportunity out there for people if they're prepared to look, if they're prepared to ask. You know, don't let that thing tell you that nothing's going on, because that doesn't know. But you know, you go and ask the question and speak to people. And to mate, what you told me today is like, it's quite revelational actually. So
Well, the thing is, it's about not assuming anything. So don't assume that your boss is going to say, no, we don't have the funds for that course, or no, you can't do that.
Exactly.
You know, if you're already working in an organisation, big or small, ask the question.
Absolutely.
So, thinking about upskilling, I know that this course is available. So whether you work in childcare, adult care, business administration, which can be anything from PAing, you know, there's so much opportunity out there. And as I say, whether you're in manufacturing, there are opportunities within that.
Absolutely.
And it's really important that people just know what's open to them, especially at the moment, to keep everyone motivated and on track.
Absolutely. I think because if you think about it, when we get older, so when you're a kid, you ask questions. That's what you do. You just like a natural. Yeah, what's this? What's that? I want this. I want that. And you get answers. Exactly. But as we get older, it's like, and we become fearful of seeking more information from people who maybe employ us or people around us. And that shouldn't be the case. We should actually become more nosy because the only way you learn is by asking. So, you know, honestly, Jules, what you need to do once a week, you need to do a live and just go through what you've said to me today. So just do a live for a month. Trust me, you will get a little bit of a movement going, and people will appreciate that it's taken someone from outside of their area to tell them what's available in their area, because that's the problem. You're very knowledgeable about what's going on. I'm wondering whether, you know, that same knowledge is being passed around en masse the way it should be across all businesses. You know, it could be a lifesaver. So, how did you get into this role? Because you haven't always been an apprenticeship lady, have you? Tell me more. Tell me more.
So, I've got quite a varied career. So, I used to work in beauty.
Okay.
I then worked as a pro dancer.
What?
I had a really nasty back injury. Was told you probably won't walk again. Yeah, all right. I walk fine.
I'll walk. I'm cool. I got the strut, man.
I've taught dance as well. I used to have a stage school, which I absolutely loved.
Taught dance?
Yeah.
What kind of dancing was it?
I used to do freestyle with the kids, really. So it'd be mainly musical theatre, whatever I fancied, a bit of hip hop, bit of this.
So you can do the old can you body pop?
Yeah, I can do a little bit.
Can you body pop and break dance and all that?
I could do a little bit. But then I decided that I kept my dancing going, just teaching a bit on side. I went to work for LSHS professionals because couldn't stand up for so long doing makeups and stuff after my back injury, and was like, I need an office job, but I don't know if I'm suited to an office job. I'm a bit like a caged animal. I'm a people person. So I went to work for NHS professionals as a call handler. Within a few months, I became a supervisor, and then, long story short, NHS Direct stole me because it was the same pay pot. So I was seconded, but they never gave me back.
I wonder why.
I just exhausted everyone too much over there. And then I left the NHS because they were relocating my role, and ended up in work-based learning because I'm one of these people, you know, we all go to work to earn our money, to pay our bills, of course we do. But I need more than that. Yes. I need to know that I'm helping somebody and making a difference.
Absolutely.
So I did some work-based learning myself, absolutely fell in love with the opportunity, to be honest. So I went to work for a local training provider, which was childcare and business administration. Was there for 5.5 years. Loved what I did. The role changed again, and I was going to be more sales managery, and that actually I wasn't getting that satisfaction from that anymore because the role had evolved. So nothing to do with the business. So then I found GP Strategies, where I'm doing a whole catalogue of different roles within one in my job, and I absolutely love it. It's that element of helping people. Fantastic. It's that element, I'm helping businesses, I'm helping people, and just trying to let people know what the opportunities are there for them. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background, what your bank balance is. You know, there are opportunities for everybody in work-based learning, and that is really what I'm about.
Fantastic. Good grief. I tell you what, girl, you did say you could talk, and you were right, you know.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, to be fair, I think if we had an hour, you'd probably be able to fill it easily.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought I could talk, but this girl can talk. That's good. No, that's good. I mean, the thing is, your passion for your business, the passion for what you do, comes through. The passion for who you are and what you're about. It seeps out your pores, girl. So.
Better than Estee Lauder foundation seeping out my pores.
Tell us a secret about yourself that not many people know. Yourself or your family. Tell us a secret.
Okay, so we're quite a performing family. So obviously I met my husband doing performing arts at college.
Yeah.
Back in 1996. Oh God, I'm old. We've been married for over 20 years. So he's an actor and a professional singer.
Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. You kind of gloss that over. He's an actor.
Yeah, he's done bits and pieces. Yeah.
And the singer.
Yeah.
So every night you get serenaded when you come in.
No. Oh God, if I hear another swing song.
Oh, Julie.
I don't mean it, Jason. Sorry, we're on Facebook.
Oh, Julie, it's time for tea. Oh, Julie. That's fantastic. I tell you what, I'm jealous. Has he been in any kind of major films or major...
He's done a few bits and pieces. One of the most notorious things that he's done, and it's on Netflix at the moment, is something for ITV called The Investigator. It was a short series, and he was quite a key role in that. So yeah,
fantastic.
So you can have a look at him. But yeah, so it's quite an unusual family. I mean, I've got one daughter who's 10 going on 20.
Oh, bless. Where did she get that from?
She brings all the sass. She does cheerleading and dancing and singing, and she's definitely got a gift there.
Oh,
but
fantastic.
Something about me that's quite unusual would probably be I once did Davina McCall's makeup by accident, and it was by accident. So while I was training in London, I was working at Superdrug in Oxford Circus. There, it was a massive store. Next door was Balder's Bookshop, and Davina was doing a signing for her book. Okay. And this really panicked lady who wasn't Davina, one of her assistants, came in and said, "Oh, are any of you qualified to do makeup? Because her makeup artist is stuck on the tube, and we've got the press coming in 20 minutes." So does
Davina need makeup? I mean,
well, she was so lovely. I have to say, she was lovely. Went round, done it, and came back, and it was all a bit of a blur because I was just, did I really just do that? So she did her book signing, looking glamorous, and yeah.
Oh,
so
fantastic. Was that when she was part of Big Brother, or before then, when she was doing like the blind date thing?
We are talking early 2000s, so I would think
she'd been on Big Brother.
It was Big Brother time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet that was really surreal. I bet it was like, oh my God.
It was. I mean, we used to get like people coming in all the time, and I'm one of these people. I talk to everybody on the same level. I don't really.
You're not starstruck. You're not starstruck.
I don't get starstruck at all, and so I did it, but it was after, and when I reflected. But she was such a warm, lovely lady, actually.
Yeah, I think she comes across like that anyway. If I'm completely honest, a lot of people love it. I think she's that kind of normal girl next door, have a bit of a laugh, bit of banter, no airs and graces, and I think she conveys that image very well. I just want to check to see if we've had any comments. Oh my God! Turn that down. Morning, Alison Cotton. Alison saying that Stuart has just finished his first year apprenticeship in engineering, and he got paid for going to college and working. And Alison also got a gold cross for disco dancing. So another secret that's come out today. Alison, you never told me you could boogie. I can boogie. I can boogie. Right. Let's get back. So what advice would you give a business that is looking to grow utilising apprenticeships? What advice would you give a business who's doing that?
My best advice would be, do it now. Don't keep thinking about it. Don't keep thinking, oh, tomorrow, because things change every day within the funding, within what the government are offering. So at the moment, if you was to take on an apprentice, whether we help you recruit it or you have somebody that you want to bring in, if they are a young person, 16 to 18-year-old, you're going to get £3,000 from the government as a thank you for taking them on. There are lots of other incentives at the moment for 25s and overs, because we're trying to get people back to work. We're trying to get people back engaged in learning. So the government incentives are currently finishing on the 31st of January 21. So don't put it off. If you're going to do it and you need an extra pair of hands, go for it. Go for it. Get in touch with us and we can get things moving for you. It's not a scary thing. You have your own skills coach assigned. They come to your setting. At the moment, we're doing everything virtually on the delivery. But, you know, don't just keep putting it off. Or if you're sitting on that levy pot, don't just sit on it. Either share it out with a business that could do it, with it, or upskill your staff, get them back on board. Because, like I say, the biggest reason people leave companies is because they don't feel valued. And at the moment, with all the furlough going on and all these things, you know, give them something back for actually sitting there waiting for their role to come back up, because it just makes them feel valued.
And I think any big company that sat on a levy and they're not using it, even just for the PR alone, you know, an announcement, you know, we're looking for organisations to support in getting apprenticeships. We have a levy that we don't intend to use, but we'd like to transfer or help you to access that. What a great PR for you know, a big organisation. You know, these people not thinking straight. Am I doing the wrong thing? Should I be going in and advising them what to be saying to people?
Some of the businesses that I know that are happy just to let it go.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You'd be horrified, and
it's just not
bad.
I mean, the thing is, that support to smaller businesses. So let's say Joe Blogson's Son PLC. You know, they go and support, you know, the little smaller companies around them. You know, just think of how they then look to those smaller companies. The fact that, oh, thank you for supporting us. You've helped us to grow. The knock-on effect is that they probably then want to spend money with that bigger organisation if they're providing products and services. Are people not thinking logical? What's wrong with them, man?
Yeah, it's the perfect marketing tool, really, for a levy-paying organisation if they're sitting on funds that they're just not going to use.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
people get paid to do marketing in companies. And they're not. You say what? I'm patenting that idea. If any companies copy that, I'm coming after you, because I said it here first.
Yes, absolutely.
So, is there anything that the followers, the people watching, can do to help you right now?
So, I am absolutely. I'm more about what I can do for them. If you have a business that you have in mind, whether they're levy payers or not, that need a bit of help, need some help directing their funds, need some help bringing apprentices on board. We are also actually one of the chosen ones at the moment to deliver traineeships. So there are more incentives supporting that as well. Get in touch with me, find me on Facebook, find me on LinkedIn, drop me an email, whatever you do, but just don't ignore it. Don't just sit back hoping that things will get better. Take action, upskill your staff. Use this opportunity, especially while the government are offering these funds.
Exactly.
You'll be crazy not to.
Well, we really would. I mean, I've had people tell me I'm stupid because I haven't applied for a grant. I was like, oh, but I don't need a grant. But they said, oh, just apply for it and leave the money in the bank. And I was like, yeah, but I'd want to spend it. I mean, I'd like a new car or take the wife away next year. Maldives, no. Oh yeah, I need one of those. But Julia, there's one favour I want to ask you, and when we finish, could you please go back to this video and drop all of your links in there? Links to the company, your LinkedIn link, if you know, your Facebook link, anything where people can get access to you, so they can send you a question if they've got a question or if they just want some more information. So if you could do that for me. But Julie Allen, that was absolutely fantastic. You told me you could talk, but my God, the reality was so true.
Yeah,
but that's good. And I think because of who you are and how you are, that's why obviously you told me earlier that you're doing too well. But that is why, because people can't fail to kind of want to listen to what you've got to say, and most certainly if it's something they can utilize, there's, you know, you can't say no to something like that. So I wish you every success going forward. I know you're going to have every success going forward. Tell your husband I'm jealous because he can sing and he can
tell
act.
him yourself. He's going to watch this back, so you can tell him yourself.
What's his name? Jason.
Jason,
I'm jealous, man. Well, I've got my brother actually. He's just completed filming a Netflix movie called Jingle Jangle.
Awesome.
I know. So we're interviewing him tonight on the podcast. So that should be interesting. But listen, don't go anywhere. We'll wrap up, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know, obviously, you know, if you are watching the replay, just put replay in so I know you've watched it. Hey, Jodie Philparts, and Jodie says, Julie Allen, you are a total legend. Doing an amazing job with such passion. And I mean, that's it. That's what I'm saying to you. It oozes from your pores, man.
Thank you.
Just feel it. So that's fantastic. But Julie, thank you so much for today. Don't go anywhere because we'll have a little debrief afterwards. Guys, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Like I say, if you are running a business looking to expand, doesn't matter what size you are, you know, ask the question. You may be surprised at what you can get. And even just getting the money off the government. I mean, remember last time the government gave you money. Take the money, invest in your business, grow and have success. But thanks for joining us. And Julie, don't go anywhere. We'll have a chat and see you all later on.
Bye.